This is the escort to Santa Monica Pier. This all started when a young up-and-coming motor officer by the name of Mark Bernardo thought it might be a nice idea to work with the Irish 66ers. He is now a lieutenant in narcotics
gang and narcotics for Hollywood area.
but he still helps out and makes all of this happen. Explain to me the link originally. What got you connected to this?
So as you mentioned, I was a lot younger back then. I was a motor officer for our department, and I am a lifetime member of Los Angeles Police Emerald Society.
With a name like Bernardo?
Yes, my mother is her family's from Cork.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, O'Leary. You know, actually, when I went to Ireland, I was, I'm going to see the motherland, go see her side. Thought I could find anybody. O'Leary's on every corner.
Yes,
O'Leary gas station, O'Leary store. So yeah, I didn't know it was pretty common. But
so give us a sense then, because this is a hugely, I mean, like all of this trip, it's a significant logistical operation. What's going to happen this morning?
So basically what we're going to do here, this is our staging area. We're all going to form up, and in a little bit we'll have a safety briefing to go over logistics and particulars about safety and safe riding. We're going to leave here, and we're going to head down Hollywood Boulevard to Vine Street, so we'll get Hollywood Vine, go down to Sunset, and then we're going to take Sunset Boulevard all the way across the western part of the city, and we're going to go through, West LA, Beverly Hills, Pacific Palisades, and then when we get to Temescal Canyon, to Canyon Road, we'll make a turn, make a left, and head down. And as we go down there, we have our fire department will have a flag and ladder display for us, and they'll be saluting us as we pass by.
That's Mark Brennan in the support truck, who has been such a help and such a gent. He's going to follow the pack now as we go down through Santa Monica. If there's any breakdowns, what he's going to do is he puts it, recover the bike. In other words, ramp down, bike into the back of the truck, and gone. The road quality isn't exactly wonderful, and Philip, when we were getting geared up, mentioned earlier on that the bad side to be on is the right-hand side, because that's where all the potholes and damage is. I don't know, is it coincidence that I'm on the right-hand side and he's on the left-hand side? But either way, this is the slightly bouncier side of things. So, it's about, 8 o'clock in the morning. We rolled pretty much exactly on 8 o'clock. The guys are holding junctions. What we should start to see now in a second is, because obviously they've closed and held those junctions, what they're now going to do is jump on their bikes. These people going, what are all these guys doing? There you go. They jump on their bikes and they cut up ahead and go to the next junction and close them up. So what we've been told to do is we're in, let me see if I can remember. I think you said we're in lane 2, that's lane 1. We're being asked to ride side by side in lane 2 and stay in it so that the motor officers can pass us on the outside. One of the ways, so the bikes that the motor officers are on are BMW R1250 RTs. We have some of them. I think we have the R1200s at home, and we have some of the R1200 or R1250 RTs on the way. The way you can tell the difference between an Irish Police R1250 RT and an LAPD one is the shotgun mounted on the back end of the LAPD bike, which you don't tend to see on the Irish bike. We have a small bit of fog this morning, and with a small bit of fog, which means there is a chance that see everybody bunching up trying to make sure that bus doesn't come out. There's a small chance that the helicopter guy, the helicopter pilot, may not fly. We were more or less told, you'll see him if you see him, is kind of the response. So you heard the route earlier on from Mark, which is lucky, because I have no idea. This is another one like, just follow Philip. Only in this instance, it's not follow Philip, it's follow the LAPD. It's also very disconcerting that this many blue flashing lights around and not feeling any way concerned about it. It's a remarkable tribute to the diaspora, because you saw Mark, you've seen a couple of the guys that have been linked in, Sean from the Sheriff's Department, obviously a big factor in this as well. But this is not common. I think we are the only group that gets this kind of escort, and it's a function of two things. It's a function of the Irish diaspora, and it's a function of how well over the years the guys have worked the relationships to get this to happen. And it's also, it has to be said, and it's the thing that the LAPD guys made very clear during the briefing, by virtue of the fact that this is fundraising for Temple Street Crumlin and Talon Connolly Paediatric, it's something that they are very pleased to be involved with. And I think, though they look very serious as you go past them, I think they might actually enjoy it a bit as well, is the sense that I get. You can see there we've got, what, about 30 bikes in front, 30 bikes behind. The other thing is, if you compare this to the, we end as we began, if you compare this to the escort out of Chicago, there's the same number of vehicles, there's a lot more people, because over the course of the trip, friends and family have joined and have met and jumped on the bikes. And it's one of the nice things about this. There was, from the outset, there's a very good, tight community in the group. But it's lovely that as it goes on, you get that community extended into wider families. Very strange when you see an amber light not instinctively rolling off and getting on the brakes, but just keeping going. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to stay in formation side by side and at the same time keep the gap constant. So you don't want to make any unpredictable acceleration or deceleration, so that you stay fairly tight together as a pair and close or open the gap as need be. In front of us, by the way, this is Dave. Dave has a YouTube channel called Wheelie Good TV. If you look closely, you can see his 360 camera just sticking out the side. He has a technique for mounting the camera, which is he sits on it. And the logic being that if he needs to pull it in quickly because traffic is nearby, he can grab it and shove it in. He says he's lost so many cameras on fixed mounts by cars overtaking and breaking them off. So, Wheelie Good TV in about a month, he's going to stitch together a number of programs and documentaries on that, so keep an eye out on his channel. Oh look, Oasis Live. Wonder how much tickets cost in Santa Monica for that. 850 quid a piece, wasn't it, for the VIP? What was the not performance pricing, pressure pricing? Was it gouging? Can't remember. And welcome to Beverly Hills. I figure there must be an awful lot of wealthy people sleeping softly in their beds. This is, remember I was saying about the level of resources that get put into this, and Mark was talking about the different agencies, that there's the LAPD, that there's the Santa Monica Police Department, and one of the other agencies is the Los Angeles Fire Department, who come out, they hang the stars and stripes and the tricolour from one of their ladder trucks, and then they do a salute to all of the Route 66ers. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? And again, just proud to be part of the diaspora. I'm proud to be involved in something that, let's be clear, it raises money and it's a lot of fun. Now I think we're turning down onto the Pacific Coast Highway, one of the most famous roads in the world. Just stay on Philip's shoulder around this corner. And I believe there's a stunning view along the PCH. Out there somewhere. Also up there and down there. At the moment, it's just motorcycles. But, you can do worse. Up until this point, for 2,500 miles across the US. So shift right, okay, you got it. For 2,000 miles across the US, any time that there's been a breakdown, everybody stops, everybody in the group stops. This is the one morning when you've been told, don't stop. If you break down, come over to the side of the road and you wait there and you get picked up. But the LAPD have been very clear about, we don't want a whole bunch of bikes stopped in the middle of the street. The pack needs to keep rolling. I think we might be heading down now onto the pier in Santa Monica. There's a lot of revving engines. Yes, here we are. So this is, of course, the official end of Route 66. Where Route 66 finishes is the pier in Santa Monica. And again, I don't think you just drive down the pier in Santa Monica in normal settings, but this is not a normal setting. So we get to drive down the pier and complete the absolute final few feet of Route 66. Started in Chicago 2,600 miles ago, and more if you count all the various detours and adventures that we had. And where we finish is coming down the pier onto Santa Monica, completing out Route 66 in fairly spectacular fashion. This is it for us on the bikes now. We hand them back to Eagle Rider. The LAPD pulling out of the way there, so one group getting out of the way and the rest of them then escorting us or leading us down onto the pier. Relatively tricky conditions, of course, because there's a slight mist, which means this wood is kind of slick. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's slick, and it's also not the smoothest in the entire world. We'll see if we can get around this without having to put any feet down. There's some of the guys from our own crew. There's Brendan and Ollie and Barry. Hello, chaps, who are down ahead of us. And this is the famous Santa Monica Pier. And I think we're going to stage here, get off the bikes, say thank you very much to the LAPD guys, say thank you very much to all of the teams, because the logistics involved in this are massive. And what was nice this morning was Rachel, who's one of the, she's in charge of fundraising for the Children's Health Foundation. She talked about how this one trip alone is going to buy significant pieces of equipment for each of the 4 hospitals. And that over the years we have several million that have been raised. So it is a nice way for this to all end up, although there does seem to be some mild confusion as to how we're due to park here. But we're resolving it. So everybody's going to pull into their... In a situation like this, what you do is, you follow Philip. When in doubt, follow Philip. So I'll stick it directly in here beside Philip. Trying not to run over Liz, who is also one of the key people involved in the organization of all of this. And we're here. Santa Monica, end of 66. Philip, thank you.
So there you go. This is the pier in Santa Monica. Everybody looking and feeling delighted with themselves. Dennis, one of our most senior men, Francis's daughter. So that's all of the Irish Route 66 bikes. Then we have all of the LAPD bikes and all the LAPD. I'm trying to read body language. They're pretty inscrutable, but it looks like they're happy with how things went, which is all good. I think they're fairly brand new, shiny BMW bikes that the guys have. Just get out of the way of the picture. As I say, shotguns, which our guys at home don't have. These are our support trucks, so one with the mechanical support and one then carrying all of the luggage. And a lot of people, I mean, significantly emotional. We've, you know, they're long, tiring days. Eddie, fair play. Yeah. That is Eddie Golden, who is one of the driving forces behind all of this. I mean, there are so many people who are driving forces behind all of this. But here we go. This is the end, 2,500 miles. And of course, next one, 2 years, is the 100th anniversary of Route 66. So, you know, raise a few funds and you could be standing on the pier here in 2 years. All right, Lou, say something profound. Woohoo!